Hello everyone! Today a special video about the HSK, the Chinese Proficiency Test. At the end of March, a new program of HSK was published. I give you the download link in the description of the video. It is a big file, 51 megabytes. On the main page, it is noted that this program will be effective the 1st of July 2021. This caused some panic in the community of Chinese language learners and teachers, same as the new amount of vocabulary words. So, it is important to clarify those 2 points. First point, when will new tests be effective? According to the official HSK QQ and Twitter accounts, current HSK test is still the norm. The new HSK test will be phased in over the next 3 to 5 years, depending on countries and local situations. The certificates of the current HSK remain valid, so we have time. For at least the next 3 years, there is no need to prepare for the new HSK tests, especially since we do not yet know the nature and form of these exams. For levels 7 to 9, there will be only one exam. The level will be awarded according to the results. For these levels, an experimental exam will take place in December 2021. It should then be officially set up in March 2022. As these 3 levels do not exist in the current version of the HSK, we can understand that they are formalized more quickly. Now let's have a look at the new HSK program. We can see that there are 2 columns for levels. The new HSK has 9 levels which are divided into 3 groups: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The advanced group has a common program for 3 levels. From level 1 to 6, there is a specific program for each level. The next column is the syllables. On the left, you can see the number of new syllables for the level, and on the right, the total. This is only a list of syllables. I don't really understand the point here. Having a phonetic and phonological program would have been interesting, but a list of syllables makes no sense. If you have any idea about this, please tell me in the comment section of the video. Then, the most interesting part, Chinese characters list. This doesn't exist in the current HSK program, which is based on lists of words. And, as we will see later, it is much better to base your Chinese learning on characters than on words. Much more interesting, you can see 2 columns for characters, one for those you must know at reading and one for those you must know at writing. As you can see, there are more characters at reading than at writing. And this is very important for the learning curve. It is natural to be able to read more characters than you can write. Even for Chinese people. In your learning process, it is a current mistake to want to be able to write as many characters as you can read. This new feature of the HSK program is a great improvement. Now, let's skip the words list and have a look at the last column, which is for grammar. In the current HSK, we already have a grammar program for level 1, 2, and 3. In the new HSK, all levels have a precise grammar program. And that is really interesting. Today I won't go deeper on the grammar list. Let's get back to the words list. You can see a huge difference between the current and the new HSK. For example, the level 1 of the current HSK has 150 words. New HSK is 500 words. Some students panic over the seemingly huge amount of vocabulary. This is the second point we must clarify. If you carefully look at the words list of level 1, for example, you can notice that some words as 车上, 地上, or 是不是 are not words, but grammatical constructions. And some characters which cannot be used alone as words are in the words list. Those shouldn't be counted as words. Furthermore, the number of words actually used in the current HSK tests already exceeds the list of the program. Some characters in words are used to form other words which don't appear in the list. In my courses, I call them variants. For level 1, I found 211 words, but the program only listed 150. In Level 2, it is 420 words for a list of 300. And I just took the variance I found in HSK tests. I actually could make much more. You must know that in Chinese, if you know the meaning of each character, it is very easy to form words. For example, if you know the characters hui, to return, and jia, family, home, the word huijia, to return home, is very easy to understand and memorize. If you know chu, to go, and lai, to come, you can easily understand and form the words huichu, to go back, and huilai, to come back. Same for jia, family, home, and ren, people, that form jiaren, relatives, and so on. So, it is much better to focus on the list of characters and not on the list of words. So, there is no need for panic. If you base your learning on Chinese characters, you will have a much better words learning curve. And another great benefit will be a better understanding of Chinese culture. I will take a very simple example that is very important when you go to China. The word country is composed of the Chinese characters guo, country, and jia, family, home. Chinese people have a special feeling about their country. They look at it like a big family. When I go to China and Chinese people hear that I speak Chinese, they often ask me, "Do you like China?" I must warn you, there is only one good answer. If you say no, it is a big insult for them, like you are insulting their family. I cannot speak for every Western country, but for mine, France, if someone tells me he doesn't like France, I don't really care. If you don't like it, just leave. But it is very important to understand that Chinese people don't feel the same. If you go further in your Chinese learning, you must pay great attention to the culture, and you will see that the concept of family takes a huge place in China. Well, I say it again, we must focus on the Chinese characters list of the new HSK program. In my online Chinese courses, I will create new courses according to the new HSK program. Because the current HSK will remain effective for 3 to 5 years, we will have both courses according to the following equivalence. The level 1 of the new HSK roughly corresponds to level 2 of the current HSK. I will divide it into 2 courses, Initiation and Level 1. In that way, learners will have a course to start Chinese and to see if they want to continue without paying too much money. Then, Level 2 of the new HSK will correspond to Level 3 of the current HSK, and so on, as you can see on the table. And the last interesting thing to know about the new HSK program is that each level has a quite precise competences list, which looks like the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. Let's have a quick look at the competencies of Level 1. First, the listening. You should be able to understand a small text or dialogue which does not exceed 80 Chinese characters and is composed of sample sentences. The speaking rate must be at least 100 syllables per minute. Speaking. You should be able to make sample sentences about common topics. Nothing surprising here. The reading. You should be able to read a small text or dialogue which does not exceed 100 Chinese characters. The reading rate cannot be slower than 80 characters per minute. For reading and listening, pictures and objects can be given to ease the understanding. And the writing. You should be able to write 100 different Chinese characters, which is a third of the characters you should be able to read. You must master the stroke order. This is important. You should be able to write small sentences and to fill a form with your personal information. Your writing speed should be at least 10 Chinese characters per minute. This is not really hard. Lastly, you must note that those competencies are for the program, not for the HSK exam. We still don't know what the new HSK exams will look like. For now, we have to wait. So, please keep in mind that there is no reason to panic over the seemingly huge amount of vocabulary, and that we still have a lot of time to prepare for this very interesting new HSK. Thank you for watching this Learn-chinese.online video. Please remember to like, comment, and share. See you!